Hey folks, Nas here. I appreciate everybody joining me today for another No Man's Sky All Alone series video. In today's video, I think what we're going to try and accomplish is going to a dissonant planet, which we've already found a system that is dissonant, and finding a harmonic camp. Hopefully we can get a maybe a good Sentinel multi-tool, or pretty much any multi-tool other than the one that we have is probably going to be good. Finding our first Sentinel starship as well. But there's a couple of things I want to do in the anomaly first. This was probably a bad place to stand. That machine is rather loud. But it was brought to my attention, and I don't know why I never caught this before, that the multi-tool in the anomaly is free. Now, I haven't quite tested some of this yet. I've been told a couple of different things, but it's possible that your first multi-tool is free, but I've also been told that there are others, even after you pick this one up, that are free. That being the case, I've always glossed over this because usually the multi-tool that is here is junk anyway. I rarely ever see a multi-tool that is not a C-class. So I tend to gloss over these, especially because, just like I'd mentioned, we're going to look at getting a Sentinel multi-tool, which is going to be better. It's going to have more slots anyway. It's going to have the laser mining beam, which is very strong for an early game setup and everything, even with a C-class Sentinel multi-tool. So I tend to gloss over these, but it was brought to my attention in one of my other videos that a viewer noticed this was free. And it's free. So even this being free, I could have picked this up much earlier and then unlocked these little slots and everything. And it even had a supercharged technology slot in it, which mine did not. It would have been a slight upgrade, but it also has a cost of 1.5 million. I mean, essentially, I could scrap it as well. So I'm actually going to pick up this tool in the attempts to kind of test to see if we could pick up another multi-tool in another system for free. Now, I'm not even sure that the one at my base, maybe it was free, but the first tool, I just never really paid attention to those. And in all the hours that I put in the game, especially since you can go, once you're able to go and acquire the Sentinel multi-tool, about the only thing these are really good for are, one, if you find the cool looking ones for the aesthetics, or now the ability to scrap multi-tools, because you can scrap multi-tools back over here. We go back up here where the teleporter is, and we're going to make a left. Keep going. We're going to go right around the corner here. This machine right here, you can see multi-tool decommissioning. So you can scrap your multi-tools. Now this is the multi-tool I had just picked up, but you can see right here, claim scrap worth 460,000 units. That's 460,000 units. If I wanted to scrap it, I could have taken that earlier. And it's just like scrapping your ships. You get parts back and then sell them. But I am not going to scrap that multi-tool. However, I am going to switch back to my other multi-tool because it is set up right now. But just keep that in mind. Maybe pay attention. Don't do as I do, do as I say do. So pay attention to the multi-tools because apparently some of them are free. Now, that was my first one. We can go back down to the base here in just a second and check to see if that one down at the base is also free. But I don't think it was, but that doesn't mean anything. But I do want to pick up So you can see I've got 92 salvage data now. I've kind of been collecting a little bit, but I haven't over collected, so I don't have a storage unit that is full of them. But I do need to spend much more time collecting those, because here in the next few episodes, we're going to start setting up some mining outposts with, you know, something to, you know, plants and things like that, biodomes. I've been talking about that. But I want to pick up this Exocraft summoning station. So right here, construction allows the user to summon any owned Exocraft from anywhere else in that system. So this is system specific. So if you place this down, you can launch your Exocrafts on any planet in that system. Interfaces with the Exosuit quick command menu for ease of use. Can be compressed and carried within the Exosuit with, for me, it's the middle mouse button for later deployment. So right now, I am currently carrying around the materials on me. So the gold, the plate, and the paraffinium, in order to, I'm going to have to go scroll back to that, aren't I? Yeah. In order to summon my Minotaur, my Colossus, and my Geobay, these two for storage, the Minotaur for going out and excavating and stuff like that. I have to carry in the materials for those, because those you can't just pick them up like you can the save beacon. The save beacon, you can pick it up and it's still a save beacon in your inventory. It's not the materials. This, however, the Exocraft summoning station, I can pick it up and it occupies one slot in my inventory rather than 4 slots for materials. So I could drop this and I could summon whatever unit I want, whatever Exo unit I want, and then I can pick it right back up again. And it only takes up 1 slot. The only downside is it's 12 salvage data. But you have to have these other ones built. So like I would need to build these at my base before I could even summon them anywhere else. Okay? So you have to remember that if you're going to buy it, you got to build it. You have to have at least one built at one of your bases. And then you can take this around with you, drop it, summon whatever craft you want, and then pick it right back up again without actually having to go into the build menu and destroy the platform you just built. So let me grab that. It's the only thing I want right now. And then we're going to head back to base. I'm going to make sure to build this and then pick it up. Actually, I should probably build 2. I don't know if we have unstable plasma, because I do know it takes unstable plasma to build it. But let's head back down to our base and see if unstable plasma is in that galactic trade terminal. We can also check our multi-tool, and then of course make sure that all of our stuff is built. Because see, I don't have any of the platforms for the Exo crafts built because I've been carrying them on me. Now let me check the multi-tool real quick, because see, this is the same looking multi-tool as I just picked up in the space station. It also looks like it has the supercharged slot. It's just in a different location. We can pick this one up for free as well. So that's two we can pick up for free. I definitely have to be keeping an eye on that, because I could have been scrapping multi-tools for units. Okay. Good to know. Very cool. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and pick that one up. I don't know how many multi-tools we can have on us, but regardless, I'll just pick that up, and then I can, if we get a decent, well, whatever Sentinel multi-tool we get, whatever Sentinel multi-tool we get, then I can scrap these others. But you definitely want to hold on to one multi-tool, one just crappy multi-tool. So that's the multi-tool you will equip when you go through the center of the galaxy. Because when you do go through the center of the galaxy onto the next galaxy, your technology in your multi-tool, your suit, and your starship are going to be damaged. And it's just easier to switch to a crappier multi-tool, a crappier starship, and then just remove the tech out of your suit, and then go through the center of the galaxy, and then you just summon the ones you want to use. You don't have to repair anything. But let me switch back to this little pea shooter thing, and then we need to, I want to build my 3 units here. Let me make sure we color them. That way they match the base colors, which this really isn't going to be our base too much longer. Go into fly mode. Let me just go out here. Of course, the Minotaur is already kind of in the way, but that's okay. We'll just place that there. And then we are going to the Colossus. We're going to color it, and we're going to go into fly mode. We're going to go out here. We're going to place the Colossus. Spin that around a little bit. We'll place him right there. And let's go build the Geo-Roamer. Again, color. B to fly if you're on keyboard. We'll go out here and we'll spin this dude around a little bit so the controls are facing forward, and we'll place that. Now, we need to build... Actually, I want to build 2 of these. I want to build one that I'm going to leave here, and then I'm going to build one that I'm going to take with us. Now, these are pretty much going to be temporary, because once we get the Exocraft summoning technology for our exosuit, we will no longer need this because it'll be built in our suit. But we're not quite there yet. But we need uranium, tritium, and then unstable plasma. So I want to have at least 2 unstable plasma. Yeah, there's 2 right there. Perfect. Then I can go in, Exocraft summoning station. Again, we're going to color it. B to fly, and then we can come out here somewhere, anywhere, and place this. Matter of fact, let's just put it out beyond the landing pad. We'll just put it right there. So then we have that, and we can summon our stuff anywhere in this system. Now, do I have enough? Yes, I have enough to build another one. I don't have to color this. I just have to place it. Oh, 1 per base. Doggone it. Okay, well, at least I have the materials. Let me make sure I have the materials. You know what? I can do this. I'll go out here and I'll pick this one up, and then I'll just place another one. So we come out here to this unit. You can see in the middle, right under Exocraft Summoning Station, it says middle mouse to pick up. So we can just pick it up. Now we have 1 slot taken up for the Exocraft Summoning Station instead of 4 slots for the materials I was carrying around. Then, can I... Ooh, I bet I can't. I was going to say, let me place this, but anything I put it in... Hang on. Can I put it in here? Let me see if I can put it in here, because I don't think I can deploy it from there. But let's see. If I do this... Do that. Yeah, it looks like it's going to use the materials. Okay, let's try it. Double check. Place this guy back over here. Now, is this still in the storage? Yes, there it is. Perfect. Bam. Just like that. And then I can put that away. And do I have any condensed carbon? No. I have a lot of carbon. Okay. Now, let's head out. We're going to go over to a... Yes, temperature level stabilizing. We are going to head off to the system that is dissonant, and we're going to see about finding a harmonic camp and multi-tool and our starship. We're going to start getting our starship and stuff upgrades. We got 2% left there. I don't need that. I need to access the base terminus. And I believe this system here was the one that was dissonant. But let me go and check, and I'll be back in just a second. All right, so I do believe this is... Whoops, wrong button. I believe this is the dissonance system. Yes, right there. We have our dissonance detected on that planet there. It's got selenium, copper, phosphorus, magnetized ferrite, but it is a hot planet. So let's head down there. We're going to deploy our Exocraft, our Minotaur. That way we can get around and start collecting the things that we need. Alrighty, so now we have to find a dissonance resonator to try and get an echolocator from them. So let's fly around. I got to watch the little bar at the top of the screen. It's going to give us the icon for the resonance. That guy right there. There's one in front of us. That's to the right of us now since I'm landing. Alrighty, now let's go in here. Exocraft summoning station. Should be able to drop that. Wow, that was a big bang. Then we should be able to summon our Minotaur. Just like that. And then I can walk back over here, pick that up. Boom. Just made a crater. Alrighty, now I can hop in my Minotaur. I do have stuff in him for charging. That's good. I don't have a whole lot. Probably need to start working on getting more carbon. Or condensed carbon, which means we need to get some more oxygen, and I can just put it in the refiner back at the base. But this little guy right there is what we're looking for with the purple fin. We're going to see if we can get a an echolocator off of him. Make sure we got our laser on. That's just what we're going to use to damage him. These guys are probably going to find me in a second. They may not even care. Alright, well, we got an inverted mirror, so that's not going to help us. And then they stop hunting. Good. Okay. There is another dissonance resonance thing over here. Oh, actually, it looks like there might be 3. Holy cow, there's 3 of them down there. You see them down there through the little trees? There's 3 of them. That is awesome. I don't know if those guys are actually going to start shooting me or not. Does not appear that they are. I mean, this guy's literally right next to me. Don't drift over in front of that laser there, buddy. I didn't see what we got out of that first one. I was too busy watching that little drone there. Inverted mirror out of that one. This is definitely a cool find. What do we get out of that one? Inverted mirror. That's all we got? Inverted mirrors? Yes, that's all we got. Inverted mirrors. Okay, let me find some more. Yes. For whatever reason, they don't seem to care when I'm in my Minotaur. All right, let me find some more of the dissonance resonators, the little guys with the fins, and let me see if I can get a echolocator. Totally had a brain fart. And then we also need to collect 3. Not that gun. We need to collect 3 radiant shards to be able to collect the ship. So I'm going to gather those up as well while I'm out hunting. But let me find another resonator, see if we can get the echolocator. Hey, there we go. We got an echolocator. Hey, finally. I don't know. I was probably searching maybe 10, 15 minutes or something. I found several little things here. Let's see. Found a lot of the walker brains. I think I got some in here too. Yeah. Because I found some of those harmonic scraps you probably saw in the video. And found some of these little walker brains. And then, of course, we found a little bit of salvaged glass, which these might get us some upgrades as well. But the main thing is we got this echolocator. Now, that's going to show us where a harmonic camp is. You can see right there, it says hit E to resonate. It's blinking blue. So we're going to hit that and see see how far away we are. Probably going to have to call my ship in. Harmonic echo detected. That way, 1 hour. Yes, I am going to call in my ship, and we're going to fly there. There we go. Now, let's head over to the harmonic camp. I got to refill those thrusters. Holy cow. You know what? Hang on. I have that. Put that little jug of juice in there. And then let's head over to this camp. There we go. We are at the camp. Now, what I do want to do is make a save beacon. I already had one already made in my inventory, but we're going to place the save beacon. I'm going to mark them to where it's all red. Just makes it easy for me to see. And then I can drop that here. Create a little save point. But more importantly, you can see that little red diamond from around the planet. So we can come back and utilize this, this harmonic camp again and again and again and so on and so forth. To keep finding ships, because now in abandoned mode, we've got that ship station, excuse me, the ship terminal at the space station to where we can go and scrap ships, so we can collect these Sentinel ships and make money. And depending on the class and how many storage slots they have, we can make quite a bit. Let's just arms. What'd that get us? Infra knife. Well, that's going to be good. I do like the infra knife for the starship. Excuse me. But speaking of starships, let's see. We need to do this. What weapon is that? Yeah, that's the style weapon I do like. I don't like the other one. It looks like a ramset gun. It's a construction tool if you don't know what a ramset gun is. It actually shoots nails through lumber into concrete. Alrighty, let's go through here. Go through the dialogue. We're going to scan memory registers. It's going to give us a code. 4 minus 1, that's number 3. 2 plus 7, that's going to be the number 9. And then 10 plus 4, that's going to be the number 14. So I tend to have a little piece of paper nearby. I write those down. And then we can access the mainframe. So we got 3, 9, and 14. And then we're going to input override glyphs. So these three little boxes here, that's where you're going to do that. So we're going to do, it doesn't matter what order or what box you put them in. You just need to have the right glyphs. It's 3. And we're going to scroll down, go to 9, and then we're going to go to, what was that, 14. Compliance, access granted. We are going to lift the lockdown. There we go. Then we're going to go back in here again. And we're going to deactivate the multi-tool. That way we can access the multi-tool over there now. And we are going to locate dissonant spikes. This is where we're going to find our Sentinel ship, which is right over there. Perfect. All right, let's see what kind of multi-tool we got here. S-Class. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Wouldn't that have been something? First multi-tool would have been an S-Class. That'd have been awesome. But it's not. However, you can see we got a lot more slots. It is a C-Class. Now, granted, the damage potential right now is only 366. We got to add, we have to add weapons to it. But we get this hijacked laser, which is going to up our mining game from our multi-tool. So I am actually going to compare and take this. Now, these tools are usually always free. I haven't seen one that's not free, as opposed to the ones on the space stations or the anomaly. So now, hang on, let me open this up, go to multi-tool. So when you pick up a multi-tool, it automatically equips it as active. And what I probably should do is charge that and then go sit in my ship, since my hazard protection is falling, because we're probably going to have to fly over to the next location anyway. But we go into this multi-tool, and you see it's got damaged items here. So what we can do is we can actually repair all of these items. So we can use radiant shards and didium. I screw that up all the time, I know. Inverted mirrors, I picked up a few of those in my travels. I actually think they're in the Exocraft right now. And then crystallized heart. These are a little bit more difficult to get because these come from the large quadruped dissonant sentinels. So they look like the little four-legged spider tank. So we need a few of those as well. Those are a little bit tougher to get. We definitely are going to need to probably use the Minotaur and his cannon to take those down. We will not be able to use the mining laser like we've been doing to get the inverted mirrors. But we can go ahead. How much Atlantium do I have? Atlantium. That's it. Atlantidium. Oh my gosh. Words are hard for me all the time. I have 39. I don't know that I have any more back at the base or not. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and head to the location for the ship, which is over here. How far away? 35 minutes. We got to go to space. It's much faster to go to space and pulse around the planet than try and fly 35 minutes around the planet. We're going to drop down here, and this is our first ship. Of course, it looks like it is definitely going to be orange, that lovely color that I do not like. I don't know why I don't like the orange. I just think it looks crappy. Oh, what is this? A boat? Okay. Well, it is our first ship. It does look like it's going to have like the little fold out wings on it. At least that's something. It is a C-class, so you can scan to see what these ships are before you interact with them, just by using your analysis visor. But it is a C-class, 33, 23, so that's 33 cargo, 23 tech slots. And then right behind it is this little autophage head. You can interact with that, and sometimes they'll give you good stuff. That gives me pugnium. A lot of times you'll get the walker brains, or you'll get the inverted mirrors. Sometimes you get runaway bold. It varies. I'm going to drop that. I'll just put it in the starship, and then I right click to get out of it. Otherwise he does a little dialogue and stuff. But let's interact with the ship. You can see here that we've got these items right here. We can pick up each of these items. I'm going to put those two in my starship, and I'm going to put this one in my suit. And then you back out of that again, and we have to activate the harmonic brain. Now, in order to activate the harmonic brain, it's going to require you to have certain items to do it. If you don't have those items, it will tell you to use your visor to find those items, but I have the items on me, so it's working. So we're going to probe suspiciousness, and then we're going to have to go to that location there, which I believe it is going to be a monolith, but we cannot take that ship. We have to take our tiny little ship here. And these places are usually really close by. Yeah, see, that's 35 seconds away, so that's not that far. Alrighty, here we go. Let's land. Now, if you wanted to continue learning words in abandoned mode, you can. Each of these little monoliths, they usually have 3 of these knowledge stones around them. However, you don't have to, because there's literally nothing else that we need words for in abandoned mode, because there's nobody to talk to except these structures. Let's interact. It's going to go through some dialogue talking about the highlight brain you got in your pocket. You're going to present the brain, go through the dialogue, and then it's going to return a harmonic brain back to you. Show you in the inventory. It looks a little bit different now. Where did it go? There it is. You can see now the status is docile. So now we get to go back to the ship, and we can, this is how we're going to interact with that ship and be able to pilot it. So now we're going to fly the 35 seconds back. You can see there's my save beacon that I put down so I could find that harmonic camp again, and then we can hunt sentinel ships, scrap them to make money. Alrighty, we can set down here. We go back over to this ship, the Blessing. And we need one inverted mirror. Now, I did pick up inverted mirrors from when I was in my Minotaur. Now, do I have to actually have it in my inventory, or does it detect? Yeah, it detects that it's in that Exocraft, so I don't actually have to have it in my inventory. But now you can see it's blinking. We got 3 radiant shards. We have the inverted mirror. We got the harmonic brain. And then you can see how big the ship is. You can see that we have a lot more technology slots, and we have a lot more cargo slots compared to our little rinky-dink ship right there. So there's the technology compared, and then there's the cargo compared. We have a lot more storage and everything. So before you actually claim this new ship, you can transfer the items from your cargo into the cargo of the new ship. So you can see right there, left mouse button, quick transfer. So I can transfer that straight over, just like that. I can transfer anything else I wanted to. Like, I'll just put everything in there, and then I can claim the ship. And that stuff is going to be in my new ship already, right there. Now, this one that's blinking right here, this Crimson Core, this is our warp drive. You can see it takes a warp cell, warp hyper core, and then radiant shards. Now, the radiant shards, they're so easy to come by. You land on a distant planet and you shoot those big pink crystals. And then it gives you radiant shards. You can see we've got a few that are on us. And it takes 1 shard to take it to 100%. So ideally, you don't want to use a shard until it's empty, or as close to empty as you can get it. Now, I need to make sure that this other ship, I was just fixing to fuel that one up. I remember I put all of the stuff in this ship. Let's grab a uranium and let's put it in my inventory, because I need to fill the launch fuel up in this so I can at least call it in later. But we can take the technologies that we've installed in here out of this ship and put it in the new ship. So like the pulse engine, we're going to hit X to store that, and I want to store it in can I store it in the I can store it in the Minotaur. Is he close enough? Yes. Okay, let's store it in the Minotaur since he's out. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to store all of these technologies in the Minotaur's suit since he's much closer. And then I can install them in the new ship. Alrighty, now we should be able to go back over to our new ship and install this stuff in there. Let me scoot some stuff around so I can access things. Anti-gravity well. So the anti-gravity well, that is your launch thrusters. The luminance engine, that is going to be your pulse drive. Actually, I think I'll probably just leave that where it sits. The Crimson Core is your hyperdrive. I'm going to kind of stick that to the side for right now. Actually, maybe the other side. Let's go. This is your shield, the Arion shield. It's your shield. And then, of course, your Sentinel cannon. That is your weapon. And then, of course, you'll have some other kind of tech that is installed in these ships. This one has the rocket launchers. There's random tech that'll be installed. So you'll have at least one random tech installed. And then your pilot interface, that's just allowing you to control this. You can't do anything with it. It has no upgrades, nothing. So then go to my Exocraft, and then we can do a pulse engine upgrade there. Hyperdrive upgrade there. Teleport receiver, we'll just put it next to the pilot interface. Launch thrusters, you can put it right next to your anti-gravity well. Another launch thruster and launch thruster. There we go. Now we've got a much higher hyperdrive range. We've got 677 light years as to where our other one was like, I don't know, what, 130 light years or something. And then we've got a higher maneuverability and, of course, a little bit higher shield. Damage is not that great just because it's the base damage. We don't have any upgrades or anything for it. But let's lift off. There's our little foldable wings. Take this up into space, take a little look at it. Let's go into camera mode. I mean, it's not terrible looking for the back end. That back end is, I'm not fond of these little fins down here, but it's not bad looking. Sorry, I do not have a controller. If I was doing this on a controller, it would be much smoother. But that looks okay. Just orange. Well, alrighty, folks. I think we did pretty good today. We got our new Sentinel ship, the Flameborn. Pretty good name. It's orange. Looks like a flame. It's actually, I do like this style ship. I just don't like the color. But we could definitely use a higher class. I think what we're going to do in the coming episodes, instead of me hunting ships on this planet, because I would like to have a higher class ship, I think I'm going to try and find a different dissonance system to see if we can get a different style ship. Because you'll find this style ship every time on the planet we just found it on. That's the only style that's going to be on that planet for Sentinel ships. It'll always be orange. It'll always look like this. It'll just be potentially a different class. So if I'm going to hunt for ships to scrap and sell for money, I'd like to do it on a planet with a ship that I like, kind of like the style of. Now, we could find another dissonance system and it could be a bust. I don't know. We'll just have to see. But if I'm going to hunt ships for money, I would like to hunt ships that actually look good for me, at least until I find one that I like or is an S class or whatever. But I'm not fond of this, as I've mentioned many times. But we also got our first Sentinel multi-tool, which in the next episode we'll probably go through and unlock all of these and try and get the crystallized hearts to finish unlocking this. That way we can start utilizing this multi-tool and then getting rid of the other multi-tools except for one. That way we have one to go through the center of the galaxy. But I appreciate everybody joining me today. Please make sure if you're liking these episodes to hit that like button, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I greatly appreciate it. And make sure to go over and check out more of my videos on my channel. I've got other games that I have covered in the past on my channel. You may be games you've played before, maybe even interested in. But anyway, again, I appreciate everybody joining me today. You folks take care and happy hunting.